Hey guys, what's up? It's Sierra the Festive Bohemian, and today we are doing part 2 of the plant chores because I couldn't quite fit it into one video without it being like just a ridiculously long video. So part 1 I repotted all my Hoyas, and now in part 2 I am repotting all of my aroids and other plants. Yeah, let's just get into it because there's a lot to do. Let me show you the plants that I have here ready to be repotted. Alright, so here are the plants. I forgot to mention that most of these plants are in leca, and I kind of went over it in the last video about why I'm transferring these guys back to soil. It's just going to be easier for me to maintain. All of my plants are outside. It's not completely enclosed, so there is dirt on the plants' leaves, that the amount of flushing I have to do is just, it's outrageous. So I can't keep up with it. I'd say if I had a more controlled environment, maybe like an IKEA greenhouse cabinet, right, where it's enclosed, maybe I'll use leca again when I have that environment. But them being all outside like this, it's just too much. I'm gonna probably be combining some of these pothos into one. Maybe I'll keep them separate. I don't know. This one is really long. Look at this guy. My dog like runs through here, out there. See? Straight dirt. So that all comes up into my plants. Look at that. Dirty. Lots of dirty. There's a lot of organic matter going into the plants and affecting the pH and stuff. You know, that all plays a role, and I'm just trying to make things easier on myself. Alright, so I'm going to start with this Monstera addisoni, or Swiss cheese plant. As you can see, the pots can get pretty dirty. Even the roots have dirt stuck on them, giving them a more brownish tint. They are still in really good shape, so not worried about the plant. Next, I have this Raphidophora tetrasperma, which is also going to be a bit hard with this moss pole to repot. I've got him locked down right now with some fishing line because getting these things to balance is no easy task. I'm trying to be gentle, but I do want to remove the majority of the leca. A little left on the roots, however, is okay. It's honestly probably even better to leave on some of the leca because they are accustomed to growing in leca. So transferring them to a pot and soil, which is a lot less airy than leca, could cause your plant more stress than they can handle. So that is why I mix in some leca into my substrate as well, which I'll show you when I start to pot these plants back up. So this is my long pothos, and it sits in a spot where it gets a lot of dirt on it. It's right where my dog Snacks digs his holes. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with that dog right now. He's still a puppy, so yeah, we're getting through it. But these roots are
exceptionally dirty, and you can definitely notice the difference between the two pothos. Our plants are now ready to be repotted, and I'm going to be using this nice chunky mix I made for my aroids. It has a bit of leca in there, like I mentioned, some soil, sphagnum, orchid bark, perlite, even some charcoal. I'm constantly playing around with my mix, but what's most important when making your mix, in my opinion, is the aeration of your soil. So as I briefly mentioned before, transferring a plant from leca to a soil with little to no aeration may suffocate and kill your plant, because right now the roots have been conditioned to live in leca, and leca roots are structured, I would say, more like water roots than soil roots. So yeah, just too compacted of a soil is probably not going to work out for you. To make my Raphidophora fuller, I'm going to add this rooted prop I had in water, and I'm just going to secure him in place with some fishing line. This lemon lime philo was climbing up my shelf, so he is used to having some support. Without anything to support it, it just kind of doesn't look right. So I found one of these bamboo sticks that I figured would do the trick, and I just secured it on with some floral tape, or you can use Velcro. Honestly, it probably works better than this tape, but I bought it, so gotta use it.
Now, while I'm at it, I decided I'm going to go ahead and repot this philodendron that's been rooted in sphagnum moss, and it looks like he's about ready to be moved. There's also an alocasia serendipity that's in there as well. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but yeah, there's two Macaulay's finale and a serendipity in there, and we're going to pot them up as well as this guy. I have a Syngonium variegata, or Syngonium albo, whatever you want to call it. Look at that new growth. Yeah, he's in a small little pot that he's definitely outgrown now. This guy is definitely at the top of the list when it comes to my favorite houseplants, so let's get him taken care of. And I'm actually going to go ahead and use the fern mix for this guy as well instead of the aroid mix, because I do believe Syngoniums like to be a little bit more cozy. Sorry about the noise, but that's what happens when all your plants are outside.
When I'm repotting, I like to add a layer of soil at the bottom, and then I'll add the plant on top, just like you would do in leca as well. And then I'll just top it off with the soil. Next, we're gonna separate these guys, removing the majority of the sphagnum from the roots, which I will reuse later for something else. And I'm going to combine these two in the same pot. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and give these guys a good shower to clean the leaves and really settle them into their new substrates. I hope you guys got value from today's video. Thanks so much for watching. And before you go, if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I release new planty content every week, so give that button a hug and turn on those notifications if you'd like to know when the next video comes out.